The Rhythm of Small Gains, A Journey into Habit Logging. Mira sat at her kitchen table, the morning sun casting long shadows across a stack of to-do lists that never seemed to get shorter. She felt the weight of her own expectations, a quiet hum of overwhelm. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, she whispered, recalling a favorite quote. Scientific studies show our brains are wired for the cue routine reward loop, but Mira felt stuck at the cue. She decided then that her first small gain wouldn't be a grand change, but simply the act of noticing. She opened a fresh page, ready to record the rhythm of her days. To find her rhythm, Mira learned she needed a prompt, a gentle question to anchor her day. She started with something simple. What made me feel grounded today? This is the essence of Habit Logging 101, the microlog. By focusing on one small observation, she bypassed the anxiety of perfection. The basal ganglia, the part of the brain responsible for habits, loves this consistency over intensity. Mira practiced her first entry, her pen scratching softly against the paper, turning a fleeting thought into a tangible fact. As her notes grew, Mira looked for a way to organize her evolving insights. She discovered Notebook LM, a digital garden where her scattered thoughts could take root. She opened her laptop and clicked New Notebook. She felt a flutter of nerves, but the interface was welcoming. She uploaded her scanned handwritten notes as sources. It's like building a personal library, she realized. By selecting her notes as sources, she could now ask her notebook questions, finding patterns in her life she hadn't seen before. Amidst the clicking of keys, Mira paused for a moment of mindfulness. Tracking isn't just about data, it's about the why behind the what. She reflected on her progress, realizing that seeing her small wins in one place gave her a sense of agency. The goal is not to be perfect, but to be present, she wrote in her digital journal. She noticed that on days she logged her morning tea, her stress levels were lower. The data was a mirror, reflecting her needs back to her with kindness. Mira wanted to make logging as effortless as breathing. She learned about the invisible bridge called Zapier. Science tells us that the less friction there is between a cue and an action, the more likely the habit will stick. Zapier acts as a connector between tools. If I do this, then that happens automatically, she told herself. She decided to connect a simple digital form on her phone to her Notebook LM, ensuring her daily reflections flowed into her library without any extra effort. Mira began her practical practice with a zap. First, she chose a trigger, filling out a one-question form on her phone. Next, she set the action, sending that response directly to a document in her Notebook LM. It was like setting up a series of digital dominoes. Click Create Zap, choose your app and follow the prompts, she coached herself. When she hit publish, she felt a surge of empowerment. The technology wasn't a barrier, it was a supportive friend, automating the chores so she could focus on the growth. A week later, Mira looked at her retrospective in Notebook LM. She asked the AI, "What themes appeared in my logs this week?" The summary appeared instantly, highlighting her consistency. The 1% rule states that if you get 1% better each day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. Seeing the cumulative power of her small gains filled her with quiet pride. She wasn't just tracking habits, she was composing the song of her life, one note at a time. The rhythm had become a part of her. Mira realized that digital literacy was simply another tool for self-care. She closed her laptop, feeling enriched and equipped. Her journey into habit logging had transformed from a task into a ritual of grace. Small gains are the heartbeats of change, she thought, looking out at the sunset. The oranges and pinks of the sky matched the warmth in her heart. She was no longer overwhelmed. She was in tune with herself,